Bring a little sunshine in my life. Bring a little sunshine in my life. Bring a little sunshine in my life. Hi, my name's EmiSunshine, and this is Americana Corner. And today I'm interviewing Tanya Tucker. How are you, Tanya?
I'm doing great.
Well, what was it like for you to record your first album so young?
Well, it was very exciting to me. We were living in a little town called Henderson, Nevada, right outside of Las Vegas. And I had a record deal, and me and my daddy flew to Nashville. And actually, that was when I cut Delta Dawn. So when I cut Delta Dawn, I only did 3 sides. I mean, the record label wasn't even sure if they were going to do an album on me. So Billy Sherrill, who was my producer, we did three cuts and released Delta Dawn, and it was such a big hit, they wanted me to come back in and do an album. And so that's what I did. I came back in and used the same musicians, you know, Pig Robbins and Jerry Kerrigan and Charlie McCoy, and we did it live, you know. We did it, I didn't have any headphones. I just had a monitor on each side of my head so I could hear the band. And we did all that stuff live, to tape. So it was a lot of fun. It was exciting. And
I bet. Yeah.
I was glad to have the Jordanaires on there in the Nashville edition because Herschel, who sings bass with the Nashville edition, was giving me the timing, because I wasn't real good on keeping time.
Yeah.
You know, I thought my meter was something you stuck a nickel in. I didn't know it was this.
Well, where did you record that album?
I recorded it at Studio B at Columbia Records right down the street. It's very famous for a lot of records, George Jones, Tammy Wynette, Lynn Anderson, just all the people that were on Columbia at that time recorded in that famous studio.
Wow.
It's incredible. Now, I heard that they were putting it back together. They'd made an art department out of it, which broke my heart. Because, you know, there's a lot of memories in that building at Columbia. But I hope they put it back to where it really belongs.
Yeah. What's your earliest memory of singing?
My earliest memory, gosh, I don't remember not singing, you know? I bet you're that way. You know, started out I just started practicing in my bedroom and singing along to the radio, probably when I was about 7.
Wow.
7 years old.
That's great.
And my dad would make me rehearse it over and over and over again. And he always told me, he said that, you know, you got 2 problems. He said, one of them is you're a girl, and the other one is you're a 9-year-old girl. So you're going to have to put twice as much feeling in it as whoever recorded it, because they're not going to believe you. You know, you ain't woman enough to take my man. You know, coming from a 9-year-old just didn't kind of work. And so, but I always took that to heart and sing.
What was it like the first time you played on the Grand Ole Opry?
Well, the first time I was on the Grand Ole Opry, I was on Ernest Tubbs' portion of the show, which was perfect for me because when I lived in Wilcox, Arizona, I spent most of my early years there from about 4 till about 10. And I got on stage with Ernest Tubbs in Wilcox, Arizona. And when I went up to him backstage at the Opry, pulled on his jacket, and I said, "Mr. Tubb, I'm Tanya Tucker. I have that song, Delta Dawn." He said, "Tanya Tucker, the VFW Hall, 1967. He remembered me coming on stage with him.
Wow.
And so he said, I knew you'd make it." So it was a wonderful, special, sentimental time for me. Ernest Tubb was one of my best friends.
Wow. Well, what are some of your favorite singers?
Gosh, I have so many. You know, Loretta Lynn was really one of my big favorites when I was coming up. I always loved to sing her fighting, drinking, cheating songs. And so she was one I really did a lot of her music. But, you know, of course, I loved Tammy Wynette and Patsy Cline and all that. So coming up, those were my staple girls. And of course, I loved, you know, George and Merle.
Me too.
Yeah, boy, can't beat it.
Well, you've been on tour for a while now, and what's some of your favorite places that you've been to?
Well, we just started back up again after 4 years. We've been off. I've been off, and started kicking it back up this year with a new band and new management and all that. So it's everything's all brand new, just doing the same thing, just doing it differently. And but you know what? It could be any audience. Every audience is a challenge. Every audience is different. You always have different things that are going on. Never can tell what's going on stage or backstage, or you could have a outfit problem. You know, stuff happens.
Yeah.
You know, but I love playing anywhere there's a great audience. You know, of course, we all love to go to Hawaii, and you know, I love to go to Europe and play over there. That's one of my dreams, is to go around the world. But I really love to play anywhere there's a great audience.
Well, what's your favorite song of all time?
I think my favorite song would have to be Delta Dawn. And it's really lucky that is my favorite song, because if it wasn't, you know, I've had to sing it a billion times. So it's really lucky for me that I enjoy singing it every time I sing it. And I know it's the last song of the show. But I love it. I love singing it.
That's one of my favorite songs of yours.
Well, thank you. You know, I think that if it came out today, it would be a hit record. You know, it's one of those songs that just kind of transcends time. You know, it doesn't matter what year it is.
Well, you sing so beautifully, and a lot of people told me that I'm going to strain my voice. By the time I become a teenager, I'm going to be won't be able to sing no more. How have you kept your voice so beautiful?
Wow. You know, I've never heard that before. I did go to a vocal coach one time when I was about 9. My dad took me. But I didn't really like the way he was trying to make me sing. He was la, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, this is not my guy. So I never did go to another vocal coach. But I've had times when of course, everybody gets sick at times. But salt water and lemon and, you know, a little whiskey too don't hurt, you know, just a little bit, just for a little hot toddy. But, and I think it's probably good. Clint Black taught me this, because I never did warm up before a show.
Wow.
Never. And he taught me, as we get older, you know, your voice, you know, the vocal cords are a muscle. So you have to keep them ready to go at all times, like you would to keep your body going. And he's taught me to do a few things before I go on stage, and it's really helped me.
Wow.
So I try to, you know, just to warm it up. And it seems to help me a lot.
Well, I was wondering if you would sing a song with me.
Well, sure. I love it. He just caught the Jamestown ferry. It's not a hot day in January, like he said it'd be if he ever left me. A case of gone was all he carried as he got on the Jamestown ferry. And he said that gone was all he'd ever be. I didn't think that he'd leave me after saying how much he needs me. But the fact still remains, I'm sitting here all alone, missing the loving of my baby. Lord, it's about to drive me crazy. He was the sweetest piece of heaven I've ever known. He just caught the Jamestown ferry. It's not a hot day in January, like he said it'd be if he ever left me. A case of gone was all he carried as he got on the Jamestown ferry. And he said that gone was all he'd ever be. Take it up. As I walk through his kingdom of honky-tonks and bars, well, I remembered how he'd hold me and comfort me with talk. He didn't cuss with every breath he had me. A case of gone was all he carried as he got on the Jamestown ferry. And he said that gone was all he'd ever be. Good job.
Thanks, you too.
That was great. I'm gonna have to have you every time.
Bring a little sunshine